Hey guys, I'm gonna be showing you guys different ways of bouncing in Pro Tools. Um, if you haven't already, I'd make sure to check out my video of how to set up a mix. And that's because there's a reason I set up a mix the way I do, and one of those reasons is to easily internally bounce. I'll put a link right on the video right now if you guys haven't seen that already. So, first thing I'm gonna show you guys is how to internally bounce. And so right here I have a stereo audio track. And I usually like to name it the name of the song and then bounce right after it. And so the way I have it set up is on my master aux, I have a send, it's called bounce. And this is just going to be at Unity, not going to be pre-fader. And that send is going to go into that audio track. For the output, since you do have to have some output, you can just pick any bus you want. And you don't want to have it your main output because then it's gonna double the sound and be kind of loud. Also, you can just mute it, that works too. And that's really all it is. It's really easy to set up if you got your mix set up right. And so then you arm your track, and then you make your selection, and then you just hit record.
Stop playing, new sheet.
Yeah, and that's it. And then once you have that, you take it out of Pro Tools. Make sure you deselect it and then select it again. And then it's going to pop up selected in your clip list. You can just right click on it, export clip as file, and then you can export it however you want. So that's how to internally bounce. Now, how to bounce to disk, which is another way. First you have to make your selection of what you want bounced. Now, when you make your selection, it doesn't have to be everything in the whole session. What this selection actually means is what time you're selecting. So you're really just selecting time. You're not selecting any specific tracks that you want bounced. So you make your selection, and you go to File, Bounce to Disk. Oh, I have to unarm this. Bounce to disk. Okay, now super important is your bounce source. If you have a weird setup like I do, you want to double check this. If you have it on a source that isn't really there, or there's no real output, you're going to get a blank audio file. So for me, by default, it goes to this HD audio 1.2, which isn't really used, and if I pick that, there's not going to be any sound when I bounce it, even though this is the default. So I got to make sure, for my setup, I have to make sure I pick the right one. So it's going to look different for everybody. File type, keep whatever, format, whatever you want, sample rate, whatever you want. I usually like to convert after bounce. You're going to probably get less errors and it's going to put less stress on the computer while it's bouncing. So then you hit bounce and it's going to bounce in real time. So that means you're going to have to listen to the song, or I should say the selection that you made, in real time. Now if you have Pro Tools 11, you're going to see a little checkbox down here that says offline bounce. And that's going to do the same thing, except it's not going to be real time. It's going to go really quick. Keep in mind that there are a lot of bugs currently in the programming of some plugins, especially Waves plugins, that may affect your bounce. So some sounds may not be in your offline bounce that were in your session. So just keep that in mind, and it's not intended, they're just bugs. So that's it, guys. That's how you bounce. So pretty much your choices are internally bouncing or bounce to disk. If you have any questions, or if you want any suggestions, or if you have any suggestions on videos, just let me know. I'd be happy to make them. Thanks for watching.